Hello and welcome to Numberwang, the maths quiz that simply everyone is talking about. Well, if you're ready, let's play Numberwang. That's 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 Numberwang.
That's number one, but we don't want to give you that.
Turn to page Numberwang.
That's Numberwang.
Answer the daily double wang.
That's a Numberwang.
Turn to page Numberwang.
Answer the daily double wang.
That's a Numberwang. That's Numberwang. That's Numberwang. That's Numberwang.
Turn to page Numberwang.
That's number one, but we don't want to give you that.
That's Numberwang.
That's Numberwang. That's Numberwang. That's Numberwang. That's Numberwang. That's Numberwang. That's Numberwang. That's Numberwang. That's Numberwang. Let's go to the maths board. That's Numberwang. That's Numberwang. That's a Numberwang.
Hey, fat man, that's number one.
That's Numberwang. That's Numberwang. That's Numberwang. That's the Numberwang bonus. Triple Numberwang to you. Everything hinges on this final round. Yes, it's time for Wanganum. Let's rotate the board. That's Wanganum. Bad luck. Most of you have been Wanganummed, but the one person who hasn't, you are today's Numberwang. That's all from Numberwang, but until tomorrow's edition, stay Numberwang, and remember out there, good Numberwang. Good evening, 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 and welcome everybody to Game Night on Saturday the 19th of November. Hope you're all doing well. Good wanging there. Well done to Stimpson's Angle for winning Numberwang, our Numberwang champion for the evening. Hope everyone is keeping well and has had a good day. I've had a particularly good Saturday doing very middle-aged things, like going to the tip twice with 2 cars each time. My wife drove one. I didn't drive both cars simultaneously. That would be mad. But yes, went to the tip, got rid of some old, the old desk that was in here, the old desk that was in Dylan's office. We got him a new desk as well. I've got some filing cabinets now. Oh, Sting is in the same key, and a message from our sponsor, It's Otley.
2 whole years. 2
whole years. Goodness me, It's Otley. Thank you for the 24-month resubscription right there. Hope you're keeping well. And I like that the Sting is in the same key in this one. And there's a message from our sponsor, Puzzle Dan.
Time for barber poles in Dixieland. You love to see it.
Do love to see it, indeed you do. Thank you for the 100 bits there, Puzzle Dan. Hope you keep it well, my dude. So yeah, went to the tip twice. Went into town, took little sleepy boy out for a walk. He's sleeping outside the office now. If you can go out and see him, probably not. And a message from our sponsor, brand new Halo.
Choo choo.
Choo choo indeed. Thank you for the 21-month subscription there. That's triplets now. No, it's not. That would be 27. It's triplets if they were born 2 months premature each. Somehow got into my head that 7 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 21. Thank you for the 21 months there, brand new Halo. Most grateful to you. So yeah, it's all been go today. Went to town. Did a little bit of work on the Noogle that, or Toogle that, or Google this, or Google that too. The actual working title. Let's just from our sponsor, Digital David.
R.I.P. piano time.
Yes, indeed. No more piano time, I'm afraid. There wasn't enough room in this here space. Thank you for the 100 bits, David. Could go get a ukulele at some point if you're like. We'll have a sing along with the ukulele. It would fit with this track. very well. Anyway, who have we got? Good evening to Mark and Colo, Prudes, Puzzle Dan, Shapes, Arun, Jogging, Zeus, Tadaru, Lupine, AB Me, Stinson's Angle, David, Not a Cat, Innes, Sam is Acidic, Good evening, Listwitz, and MPL Dart, and Kegler, and Lewis, Samset and Vision, Ramsey and Superpack, 2, Apodo, Reese, and Sotley, Natter, Brand New Halo, and anyone else who is lurking, loitering, and lingering in the chat. You are most welcome to be here. Thank you so much for joining me. It's great to have you this Saturday evening, where we have got Distinction to start with, written by Arun Aromatics, proved by me. Generally quite a friendly pack here to start the evening off. Excuse me, something went down the wrong way. Yeah, friendly pack, lots to enjoy here, lots to get your teeth stuck into. Hello, this is a fun pack. It certainly is a run. And I think you're going to like it. That's the end of the sting, so we should probably get on with the game. I have got my new peripherals, new keyboard arrived, new mouse arrived, though I think this mouse might be damaged. Someone who knows more about hardware than me might be able to tell me. The left button has got a very substantial click. The right button feels softer. Is that normal, or is that a problem with the mouse? It feels like, I can't really describe it well. It feels like the right button it feels softer when I click it. It doesn't feel quite as responsive. Is that like normal procedure for new mouses? Either way, let me know in the chat if you're privy to mouses or mice, if it's sort of meant to feel slightly different. But the left one feels very robust. It's a Corsair. I've always had Corsair mice. That does sound like a problem. Unlikely to be a design decision. Right, I'll send it back. It's noticeably irritating is what it is. Because obviously in Unity I use the right mouse button as much, if not more, than the left mouse button. So yeah, it's going to annoy me. Could have an even feel. Okay, I'll ping it back to them and say, oi, look here, sort this out. Send me a new mouse, please. The keyboard is slightly, it's, again, I've gone for a Razer, which I'll show you in a bit. I don't want to move anything in case it breaks. But it's slightly shorter, so I haven't got any sort of saver space at the end. And apparently I've got scroll lock on, which I don't want. How old is my hardware? Well, like the mouse. Yes, this does have mid-game joy, Max, here. Yeah, my last keyboard, which was, I think I mentioned in the Discord, and hello Silent Marine, hello Max here. The keyboard, other than this central monitor, is the only piece of hardware I had that was still from the original build. So it's a bit like Trigger's broom. So it was 7 years old. I paid about 150 quid for it back in 2015. This one is a bit cheap. This was £100, but it's same job. The big difference, it doesn't have a USB port on it, which I've managed to sort of deal with. But yeah. Yeah, this one's a Switch keyboard. And choose your own bits. Anyway, I think we should get on with the game. How many have we got in? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, of course, it's 13 every 2 lines. 26, 27, 28, 29 players, which is good to see. Has got anytime joined, so if you change your mind halfway through, or if you're doing something now but want to come in a bit later on, you'll be able to do that. But I think we should get on with this game. It's Distinction. It's been written by Arun. Let's go to round number 1. All right, you party animals, here we go in round number 1. I've got 3 boards. Each board has got 10 answers on it. And these are exhaustive lists by dint of how the question is phrased. You have got to whisper one of the answers that fits onto the board, and you get, I think, 20 points for each. I can't remember. I think it's 20. 20 points for each one that you identify. You can give me a maximum of 3, and it can be 3 from any board. You can go all from the same board, or you can take 1 from each, or 2 from one and 1 from another. It's entirely up to you how you want to play that. But you can give me no more than 3. There's no penalty for being wrong, so type as many as you can until you've hit your 3. Additionally, there is 1 bonus answer on each board, which is worth a bonus 10 points, I believe. That's picked at random. So the faster you type, you're more likely to get the obvious ones if you type quicker, but as it gets a bit more difficult, then you're going to end up having to give some of the slightly more obscure answers towards the end if you have still got space. That's about the long and short of it. 3 boards coming up, 60 seconds on the clock. Good luck to you all, and here are your boards. The first 10 UK top 10 hits for Elton John, the 10 minerals on the Mohs scale of hardness, and the 10 different paper names that have been used most recently. And we're off to a flying start. All 3 bonuses have been found immediately there, so very well done. Still quite a few answers up there to find. Remember, you can take up to 3 yourself. Any more than 3 and you will then be frozen out. So, starts to get harder after the first 10 seconds. We still got something from every board. 1 more on the Pope's board over on the right. We've still got 3 more on the Moe's scale and 2 more of the Elton Johns. Looks like Innes has maxed out his 3 with 20 points for each. There's another one coming in. 3 players with 60. No more bonuses to find, but there are still 4 answers up there. 1 on every board. If you've still got answers, you can still give them. Lupine finding calcite in the last 7 seconds. Any more? And there's the whistle. Time up. It's fast and furious this opening round, as is round 3, because it's more of the same. Just 3 answers missing. You did very well there, I have to say. Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting. Your Song. Crocodile Rock, Step Into Christmas. Rocket Man, the bonus going to puzzle down there for the extra 10 points. Daniel, Don't Go Breaking My Heart. Pinball Wizard, the 9 that you found. You then got Talc, Appetite, Topaz, Diamond, Author Clay's Feldspar, Gypsum Quartz, Corundum, and Calcite. And well done, Zeus, on getting the Corundum bonus. And then on Papal Names, Benedict, Gregory, John Paul, Paul, Innocent, John, Pius, Francis, and Leo. Well done to David finding the bonus on Francis there. Why is Kolo not in the Papal Names? That's a very good question. You should take it up with a run immediately. Missing answers. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds was a top 10 UK hit for Art and John, a Beatles cover. Incidentally, a runs thinks the best on the list is Crocodile Rock. I would play it, but I don't have a piano anymore. So yeah, Crocodile Rock, Run's favourite. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds is the one that you missed, and Kiki, the one with Kiki D, Don't Go Breaking My Heart, was his first number 1. Fluorite was the one that you missed in the 10 minerals on the Mohs scale of Harness, and Clement was the Papal Name that eluded you. Yeah, I know, no piano. I'm supposed to forget a small one that would just fit in this gap, just like 3 octaves or something. Would be nice. Fill up all the corners again. Anyway, well done if you did pick up some points in that round. That's the end of round 1. Let's check out the scores. So I bought a new desk shapes, which is slightly narrower than the old one, which is why I've now got a new filing cabinet there and a filing cabinet behind me. It's slightly narrower, but it's also deeper. And because it goes up and down, I would have had to keep it at a permanent incline of like 84 or something. The lowest it goes is 72, which is my natural sitting height. So there just wasn't enough room for it to be practical. Hello, Max here. Welcome to the game. So in his absolute shapes, all starting off with 60. Zeus has got 50. AB Me, Toot, Jogging, and Lupine on 40. Few players still yet to score, but don't worry. You've got plenty of time, and there's even more points to be won as we go into the next round. Hello, Kirstuken. Welcome on into the game and to the stream. Good to have you. Anyone else want to join? Now is your chance. You can't join mid-round, but you can join in between the rounds. Max Earth's new lead. Yeah, it's not the most obvious thing that's going on here. It's sort of going left to right and down to up. But there is a little number in brackets. Probably as someone who's a professional programmer, probably should have made that a different colour, but keeping things legible. Anyway, let's go on to round number 2. So, in round 2, I've got another 3 boards for you. Each board has got 5 answers. In this round, you're trying to find the rarest answer, the answer that you think the fewest number of people in the lobby are going to say. The fewer people who say it, the more points you get. If you give me a incorrect answer, you don't get any points. If you abstain, obviously you don't get any points. But the fewer people who say it, the more points you get. So if only one of you says it, you get 50 points. If 2 people say it, then it's 40, and so on. It doesn't quite work out like that, because there might be the second least popular might have 3 people saying it, and the most popular only have 1. But it will stack them from 50 going down. If there's a tie, it just bumps the scores down. But there's always 50 points for the rarest answer. 30 seconds on the clock. And a message from our sponsor, the Lupine One.
Distinction.
Distinction back at you as well. Thank you for the 23-month subscription there, Loop. I'm most grateful to. Sorry, I beg your pardon. 28-month subscription. 23-month streak. I just read the first number I saw. But yeah, 28 months of subscription. Goodness, very kind of you. Thank you for the ongoing support. Just one answer required from you. Think of the rarest answer. You've got 30 seconds to do it. What's your spelling? Make sure that it's as close as you can be. And that's about all there is to it. So, fingers on keyboards. Here is board number 1. We're looking for the 5... presidents of a BRICS country. Okay, 15 seconds. If you're not sure, have a guess. Might be right, you never know. There's your time up. Lego, right? Well, I can say there is one answer that nobody has given, but we have got clear and distinct counts on each of the other answers. Let's first of all take a look and see who was wrong. Lula, Jonathan Bricks, Trudeau, as in Justin Trudeau. I don't think Canada is a BRICS country. Brazil is a BRICS country, but Brazil is not the president. Lula, Mr. Blobby, Macron, Trudeau, Macron, Wingdings, Albanese, Hoosh, Da Silva. No, I'm afraid not. And Lula are all incorrect answers. I'm terribly sorry. So the BRICS countries, for what it's worth, well, let's go through them. I'll reveal them as we reveal the answers. So the most popular answer there, 7 players saying this, was Vladimir Putin. The R in BRICS stands for Russia. Yes, Vladimir Putin, 7 people saying that. Reese, Tadaro, MPL Dark Prugs, Ramsey, ABME, and Mark, all picking up 20 points. Next... there's Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro, Zeus, Sam, and Sam. 2 Sams and a Zeus going for that one. 30 points to you. 3 people saying, yes, he is the president of Brazil. On to the next one. 2 players saying this. I don't know if you did get this. Cyril Ramaphosa, Toot, and Innis, the only 2 players to say that one, picking up 40 points. Ramaphosa is the president of South Africa. Yeah, but he hasn't been sworn in. He's not the president yet. Recently lost the general election, though he remains president for now. Yes, I did check that because when I saw that as in the question when I was proofing, I thought, I should probably check that. But Aaron did leave a note, and he is, of course, absolutely right. Bolsonaro is still the president for now. When Joe Biden won the American election, he didn't immediately become the president. He became president-elect, which is not the same thing. Yeah, swearing in isn't till the new year. Very similar to America in that respect. Well done if you got Cyril Ramaphosa too. And in his 40 points each, he's the president of South Africa. There's one player who gave this next answer. And it's Kegler Coach. Very well done. 50 points to you for Xi Jinping, who is the president of China. Very well done. 50 points. The only player to give that answer. And there was one answer that everybody missed. Draupadi Murmu, who is the president of India. And a runner said here, those who said Narendra Modi have my sympathies, but also have no points. He's the Prime Minister of India, not the president. But it didn't look like anyone said it yet, too, saying he only knew Modi. Yes, nobody getting that one, but still some good points going out there. Very well played. Let's add them on, and we'll go to the next board. So another 5 answer scores have been reset. Once again, you're looking for the rarest answer, the answer that you think fewest other players are going to say. There are exactly 5 answers in this question. Here is your board. 30 seconds. Good luck. Novels by E.M. Forster that were published during his lifetime. Don't everybody answer at once. Last couple of seconds, give me an answer. And there's the whistle. Let's have a look. Again, one of the answers hasn't been accounted for. The rarest answer only has 1 person saying it. And we have got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 players getting points, which is more than the last one, actually. There was only 13 players getting points on the last one. 14 getting points on this one. First of all, let's check out the wrong answers. E.M. Forster, the novel. I have no idea when it comes to books. Sorry. Gatsby. This white on red wasn't a great design decision either, was it? I should probably fix that. Gatsby, Z4QQQ Batman symbol, Jeeves and Wooster. Oh, that's a Family Guy reference to Diary, I think. Jeeves and Wooster, Brideshead Revisited, Adventures of Babysitting, Catcher in the Rye, The Time Machine, The Life and Times of a Person who was no idea who E.M. Forster is, The Man Who Got All the Boring Questions Wrong, and The Life and Times of a Run, I'm afraid, are all incorrect answers. So players who did give me right answers on that, let's take a look at them. Howard's End, first of all, 6 players giving me Howard's End. Samster, Vision, Dart, Ramsey, Mark, and Kegler. You're picking up 20 points. Well done there. Next most popular or least popular answer. A Room with a View. 4 players going for this. Brand New Halo, Zeus, Listwitz, and Colo. Very well done. 30 points to you there. The next one was given by 3 players, so 40 points each for Sam is Acidic, Shapes, and Innis for giving a passage to India. Nicely done there. 40 points. And 1 player, just a single player, giving the next answer for 50 points. It's Toot. 50 points for Where Angels Fear to Tread. You were the only one to say it. It was a almost pointless answer. Nerd! Howard's End, as Only Connect recently confirmed, is D. I think I might have missed that episode. There was one answer that nobody gave, which was The Longest Journey. The longest journey. Let's take his lunch money. I might have to stand because I'm fidgeting, so I'll go to standing mode in a minute. Well done, though, if you did get some points. Let's clear that board. One more in this round. And again, there are 5 answers by into the question. Exactly 5 answers that you can choose from in this on this board. And again, you're looking for the rarest, the one that you don't think anyone else is going to say. Good luck. Board number 3. We're looking for people who appear on one of the 5 lowest denominations of US banknotes. Last 5 seconds, if you want to give me an answer. A Podo? There we go. Answer from everybody. Lovely. And there's time up. And I can confirm that all of the answers have been accounted for, and there are no answers that have only been given by 1 player. There'll still be 50 points going out, but we have also got a couple of ties in here, which is very interesting. Let's first of all take a look at some of these wrong answers. Benjamin Franklin, Grant, Benjamin, Ulysses S. Grant, Edison, Benjamin Franklin, Roosevelt, and Harriet Tubman. I'm afraid those are all incorrect. They do not appear on the lowest denomination of US banknote, which are the $1, $2, $5, $10, and $20. They may appear on the 50 or the 100, but not on one of the 5 lowest, I'm afraid. So no points there. So most popular answer. In fact, there are 2 least most popular answers, I should say. Which are each going to get 10 points. 6 players each going for Abraham Lincoln, Curse Toucan Tadari, Samster, Vision, Dart, and Stimpson's Angle, all getting Abraham Lincoln. Yes, he appears on the $5 bill. 10 points to you 6. And also 10 points to these 6. Natter, Apodo, Lupine, Toot, Maxio, and Listwitz for going for Andrew Jackson. Maybe that's a bit of the old. I think that's probably one of the sort of slightly more obscure. I mean, it's not really obscure. It's American presidential history, but he's not one of the ones that necessarily trips off the tongue. But 6 of you have gone for Andrew Jackson. He appears on the 20. So well done to you 6, picking up 10 points. Going to jump up a level. 4 players have each said the next answer, so they're going to get 30 points. Proogs, Sam, Colo, and Puzzle Dan all going for George Washington. 30 points. George Washington appears on the $1 bill. And there's also 4 players have gone for Thomas Jefferson, Ramsey, Mark, Kegler, and A.B. Me, all picking up 30 points for Thomas Jefferson there. He appears on the $2 bill. So the one that we're missing appears on the $10 bill. And it's Alexander Hamilton, and 3 people have said it and got the maximum 50 points. Innis, Zeus, and Reese, all getting 50 points for Alexander Hamilton, who appears on the 10. Hamilton! I'm assuming that's a reference to the musical Hamilton, which I have not seen. Anyway, you've cleared that board. No answers to reveal. Very well played. Let's go back to the lobby and check out the scores. Innis is in the lead with 190. Zeus is in second with 160. And Toot is in third with 140. Those are the scores as they stand at the moment. Not a Cat is yet to score. But no drama there. We've still got another blitz round to go before we get to the final round, which will be very exciting. Oh, hello, puppy. Hello, puppy. Hello, puppy. Oh, look, there's a spaniel. Our spaniel has come to see me. How was your walk, baby? Good. Hello, spaniel. You. Oh, no, you can't have the stream deck, and you can't have the cake with cream. No. Down you go. Good point. Right, next round is another blitz round, exactly the same as round one, except double the points that are available. And these lists are... I don't think these lists are exhaustive, though a run may be able to give some clarification on that. From Papa to Pooper. 2 wrong guesses were both future options. Can we play this pack next year, please? Nice. Claire, hello. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. Hope you're well. They're non-exhaustive lists. Nom. Claire, new lead, absolutely. So these are non-exhaustive lists here. So there'll be 10 that have been selected by a run to go into it. But there may be more than 10 correct answers, but you're looking for the 10 that are on this list. Let's go to round 3. So here we go. Once again, it's another fast round, so get your keyboards at the ready. 3 boards, each with 10 answers, non-exhaustive answers, but we need the 10 answers on this list. You can type as many times as you like, but once you've got 3, you won't be able to get any more. I think it's 40 points for every correct answer in this round, plus a bonus of an extra 20 points for 1 answer on each board if you can find it. Good luck to you all. 60 seconds, and here we go. Your 3 boards are... the artists of works currently on display at the National Gallery, Rivers in Asia, and winners of the Tony Award for Best Musical since 2000. Okay, a steady start to this one. And there's Toots 3. More coming in now. It's slightly more interesting with the non-exhaustive boards. Give me as many answers as you can. Type as many answers as you can think of. Still quite a few up there. We've got 20 seconds to go. Not even found half of the first board or half of the last board. Five seconds. And that's time up, and none of the bonuses have been found either. How interesting. Goodness me. I don't know why my console is just debugging board. I don't know if it's trying to tell me something. It's board with an A, but... well, Toot picking up 120 there. Innes, Ramsey, Shapes, and Zeus all getting 80. Claire, Curse, Toucan, Cycles Place, Mark, Samson, Sartrina, Tadaro just finding the 1 and getting 40. Much more interesting, I think, with non-exhaustive boards. No one said Frida Kahlo. Maybe it wasn't an answer. Maybe lots of people said Frida Kahlo. Let's take a look and see the answers that you missed. Hans Holbein the Younger. Holbein on its own would have been accepted. Holbein has painted The Ambassadors. That's the one with the skull on it. It was a really interesting Twitter account that we're not going to be able to enjoy for much longer if Twitter goes the way of the dodo. But it's got... I can't remember what it is. The Culture Tutor or something like that did a really interesting thread on... That painted The Ambassadors. Peter Paul Rubens was also up there, who painted Samson and Delilah. Georges Seurat, who was that Sunday in the afternoon with it's Bathers at Asnières. Paul Cézanne was an answer you could have had, which is Bathers. That's Les Grandes Bégineuses. And Titian, which was a last-minute tweak. That's Bacchus and Ariadne. Missing answers on Rivers in Asia, The Pearl and the Jordan were the 2 that you didn't get. And winners of the Tony Award for Best Musical since 2000, you didn't find Moulin Rouge, which was back in 2020. The Jersey Boys, that was 2006. In the Heights, 2008. The Producers, 2001. And Thoroughly Modern Millie in 2002. Who would ever confuse Cezanne and Seurat? I know, I'm covered in... shame! I really am. Anyway, just a handful of players getting points. Let's check out the scores going into the final. Our top 3 are going to be our finalists, and tonight they are. It's Innes, Toot, and Zeus, our 3 finalists. Very well done, you 3. Innes on 270, Toot on 260, and Zeus on 240. 40. Nicely done. You are going to be our 3 finalists, but everyone else, don't go away, because we're going to need you for the final pointlessy style round. And lots of fun it's going to be as well. But those are going to be our gold, silver, and bronze medalists, Innes, Toot, and Zeus. They're going to be gold, silver, and bronze in that order. We will have to wait and see. There is still a medal rather, for the highest scoring player who is not a medalist in the lobby game. So make sure you're still answering as we go into this final. Let's go there now. Okay, here is our final board. Innes in pole position on 270. Toot's got 260. And Zeus has got 240. The objective for our 3 finalists is to try and find answers that the rest of the audience do not think of. They are looking for the distinct answers. They're looking to hit a distinction. We're going to start off with 1 minute on the clock, and it's going to be very similar to rounds 1 and 3. You need to name as many answers as you can, audience game, not our finalists, so please don't type anything finalists, but our audience game, as many answers as you can that fulfill the criteria that will be displayed in a minute. You can give up to 5 answers. Okay, up to 5. After that, you won't be able to give any more. And as before, the rarer the answer, so the fewer people who say it, the more points that answer is going to be worth to you. So you're still scoring points, and there's still pennies available, and of course, medals as well. Once you've done that, and our minute is up, we will go from left to right and then right to left, where our players in the hot seat have got to try and identify the answers that you missed. For every player who says one of those answers, every player in the lobby who said an answer, if they give it, they will lose 5 points. If they get a distinct answer, they get to keep their score, and whoever has got the highest score at the end will be the gold medalist. Simple as that. So, hot seat players, don't answer just for now, but do be thinking about what answers might be being said. And lobby players, as many answers as you can give in the next minute. We are looking for individual events contested at the 2022 World Athletics Championships. Off you go. Remember, you're trying to think of the rare answers, but if you're struggling and the time is running out, you might want to go for some of the less rare ones. There's a few answers coming in. AB me, apparently you've said that one, and you've said that one twice now, or 3 times now. So yes, there's variations. It won't flag. So you've got a list of lists effectively. Right, 20 seconds. Try and think of the more obvious ones now. You want to try and fill your pips as much as you can. Last couple of seconds. All the noises, and there's the final whistle.
Night. The lad's eaten enough chicken to offset a small European country's economy.
Hey there, Oni. I'm assuming you're with Mrs. Oni as well. I hope you're having a great time, my dude. Thank you very much for the 100 bits. Hope you're keeping well. It didn't like one of mine. Should have paid. Bad luck there, Ramsey. Let me have a look. See if it may have flagged it as a... Oh, no, it just didn't like it. There's a few that are coming through where it says you've already submitted a variation. So, for example, calibrated vision it may have just been people typing different variations of it. So, if, for example, there was... on the previous round, you could have had Georges Seurat and Seurat would have been counted as the same answers. So, in this one, if you put football and association football, which isn't a right answer, but if you'd put that, then that would only be counted as one answer. So it's quite clever like that. Anyway, Oni, hope you're having a great date night. So we're going to come over to our hot seat players. We're going to start with Innes. You've got to whisper to the bot, Innes, the answer that you think. Now, I can't do any overwrites in this, so I would advise hot seat players, if you are inclined to put something that is numerical, don't put any punctuation. Right, so no commas or periods or full stops or anything like that. If it's something that's numerical based, if you were inclined to put something like that, leave out the commas. Is my advice. Good luck to you all. There's lots of green lights up in the lobby, so plenty of answers have come in, and I can tell you, hot seat players, that there are 4 distinct answers. There are 4 answers that nobody has said. So, best of luck. Innes, over to you. Let's have your first answer, please. 110-meter hurdles is what Innes is starting with. 110... Dexter, get out from under the desk. 110-meter hurdles. Is that a correct answer? It is a correct answer. It's gone green. That's a good start for you, Innes. How many people said it? Oh, Innes, what a start. There were only 4 up there, but you have found one of the distinct answers, and you get that lovely sound effect, the wow sound effect, and you stay right there in pole position on 270 points. You entered that. Apparently not. Yes, hurdles on its own was not specific enough. The variations we had on that were 110 meters hurdles, 110 M hurdles, and 110 space M hurdles. Did you? Well, that's very strange that it wouldn't accept it. Because it's definitely being processed, because Innes has said it, and it's coming up on my debug. I double-checked that there wasn't any issues with the pack, because I know we had a couple of issues last time, but I can't explain what's happened there then. Yeah, we'll have a look at that afterwards. 110 hurdles may have been enough. I'm not sure, but of the 4, I've got 4 distinct answers, and that's one of them, so not sure what's happened there, but we're going to go on to Toot. 260 points is what you're on at the moment. Looking for one of the 3 remaining distinct answers. He's going for heptathlon. Heptathlon. Is that a correct answer? It is a correct answer. Oh, that's a pointer, and it might have been... No. I think I can see what the problem might be now, and I will address it at the end. And it might become clear. Heptathlon. Is it right? It is right. It's gone green. How many people said it? 3 people said it. So you lose 15 points. I'm not quite sure why that didn't pop up. It should do the letter thing, but apparently that animation isn't working at the moment. So there we go. You're down to 245. But you get another go in a minute. On to Zeus. Currently on 240. Let's have an answer, Zeus. 20 km race walk. 20 km race walk. Is that a right answer? It is. It's gotten through the spell checker. It wasn't an exact variant that we had, but it's enough to get you through. How many people said 20 km race walk? It's another distinct answer. Very well done, Zeus. You stay on your 240. And at the end of the first pass, Innes is still in the lead. In fact, it's exactly the same positions, but a little bit tighter between second and third at the moment. And Zeus, you're going to be answering the next question. You're still on 240. Let's have your next answer, please. 800 meters. 800 meters. Is it right? It is. How many people said 800 meters? Four people went for 800 meters. 4 people going for that one, meaning you lose 20 points. You're down to 220, but Toot and Innes still to answer. So, Toot, your next answer, please. Triple jump. Is triple jump a correct answer? It is. How many people said triple jump? If it's 6 or more, you're dropping into third place. How many people said it? Oh, 4, the same as what said 800 meters, which means you do finish ahead of Zeus. But it's all going to hang on whether Innes can give a correct answer here and whether or not it's distinct or how distinct it is. Innes, your final answer, please. $10,000 meters. 10,000 meters. Is that a correct answer, first of all? It is. 10-kilometer race. How many people said it? Six people said it, which means Innes is going to finish in the lead. 240 to get silver with 225, and Zeus is in third with 220. Those scores, Hot Seat players, will be added on to what you earned in the opening rounds, and that will be your penny payout today. And that is the end of the round. End of the game. Well done, Innes. GG. GG. You are our champion. So I'm assuming what has happened is that maybe 400 meter hurdles, 110 meters hurdles, and 100 meters hurdles. Yeah, so as we're going to reveal the answers, I think we'll probably have a lot of people who said 100 meter hurdles. Yeah, in fact, I'm almost certain that's what happened. So when it parses your answers, it will take the answers. So, for example, we've got, and as Arun is saying, we changed the Manet-Monet thing around in round 3 because of similar things. So it would have taken 110 meter hurdles, which would have passed the spell checker for 100 meter hurdles and counted it as that, which will also be why you wouldn't have then been able to say 110 meter hurdles unless you typed it in a very different way, such that it didn't pass the spell checker on the 100 meters hurdles. And I imagine the same was there on the 400 meters hurdles as well, which is why 110 and 400 meters hurdles were distinct answers, possibly. So apologies if that did catch you out in the lobby, and well done on Innes on taking advantage of that. But that is, yeah, the phonetic plausibility is overcorrected in this case. So as we go through these answers, shot put, 12 players saying that. Pole vault, 9 going for that. 100 meters, 6 players saying 100 meters. Javelin throw, 9 players. High jump, 7 players went for high jump. 100 meters, so you see, we've got a lot of players saying that. So anyone who said 110 or 400 meter hurdles, it would have checked in with the 100 meters first because it's higher up on the list. Would have checked that, and as soon as it finds a match, it breaks out of the rest of the loop, which is why it didn't find 110 and 400 meters hurdles. But 12 players getting 100 meters hurdles. 3 players going for long jump, very well done there. 4 for triple jump. 3 for heptathlon, and remember, the fewer people said it, the more points you're going to get in the lobby. 9 for discus throw, 6 players going for 10,000 meters, 3 for decathlon, 3 for 1,500 meters, just the 1 for 3,000 meters steeplechase. Well done, Vision. That's going to be big points for you there. 11 playing hammer throw, 1 going for 400 meters, 1 for 200 meters, 1 for 5,000 meters, 4 for 800 meters, 4 for marathon. And then our distinct answers: 110 meters hurdles, 400 meters hurdles, the 20 kilometers race walk that the Zeus found, and the 35 kilometers race walk that no one got. So yes, that's why that strange thing has happened. It's just to do with similar looking answers in the setup. So apologies for that slight oversight. Doesn't sound like the same. No, so. That's possibly because 200M was a valid submission. And 200M, if anyone did write 200M, wouldn't have been caught, or if you wrote 400M, that wouldn't have been caught by the 200 meters one because it wouldn't have been an 80% match. But because the word hurdles was on the end, if you've got 110 meter hurdles and 100 meter hurdles, there's only one character different out of 11 characters, so it would have been higher than 80%. So it's just one of those little quirks of the spell checker, and occasionally things like that happen in the service of the greater good, which I think having that spell checker to catch accidental typos is a much better system, and things like this we can overlook just occasionally. There's probably a better solution for it, to be honest, but without verifying every answer individually, which would take forever. Not sure what that is off the top of my head. Anyway, let's go back to the lobby and check out who our lobby winner is. And Scorer Jack, welcome to the stream. Innes finishes with 510 and that gold medal. Toot with 485 and that silver. Zeus in third with 460, picking up the bronze. And our lobby medalist is going to be Samster with 250. Very well played there. For everybody else, the score you've got, that will be converted into pennies, and when the credits roll, that will be added on. Can I thank Arun very much indeed for a splendid question, Pat? That's been a really fun start to the stream. It's quite a fun game. It's quite chill, and I've just realised I haven't updated your name on the credit, which I should definitely do now. Oh, no, I tell a lie. Yes, I have. I have. I've also updated Quizzles from the last time we played, and I think Oni has... I've got a pack of this coming up at some point. So I have updated the credits, so all is well. Right. After the break, my friends, we are going to be playing The Hive. Now, I wanted to get this fully Hackboxified, but I've got two choices. Hello, Suzala, just in time for the end. I've got two choices. Either we can play the traditional older version of The Hive, or we can play the newer version, which has got Hackboxification, but doesn't have avatars and other things. So, yeah, and also wouldn't have Medal and Penny integration. I'd have to do that manually afterwards. So for tonight, we're going to play the Twitch version, so you'll be whispering A, B, C, D, or E to Persephone's Twitch bot. It's a one-letter game, though, so hopefully that's manageable rather than full answers. And I'll get this Hackboxified properly for next time with avatars and everything. Hello, Jack. Welcome in just in time for the credits. If you do want to play this in the hot seat, remember you must come and join the Discord. You must have a microphone and be able to come and talk to me. It's packed by Ramsey Fox. I'm very grateful both to him and to Colo for proofing. Apparently, this is, according to Colo, this is a really, really fine pack that we should have a lot of fun with. So, if you fancy your chance of being the Queen Bee and taking on the Hive Mind, stick around, because that's what's coming up after the break. In the meanwhile, I'm going to play some ads, so if you're not subbed, you'll see some ads, but don't worry, we won't start the next game without you. Go stretch your legs, get yourself another drink, and we'll be back in a few minutes' time. Thank you again to Arun. Congratulations to Zeus Toot and to Innes and to Samster in the lobby. You've been playing Distinction. I'll see you in a few minutes' time. And don't go away, because we have got some high-pressure trivia action in the Hive coming up very shortly. Very useful to have a Hive mind for it, so do stick around for it. Adverts coming up if you're not subbed. If you are, enjoy the rock music. But go grab yourselves another drink. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Back to part 2 of this evening's game night, where it's time for the Hive, which has still got inconsistency between uppercase and camel case in the titles and on the screen, but we can come to peace with that. Grandma Studios and Suzala, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. Hope you're all ready to play. This is a hot seat focus game, but the lobby game does have a very important role to play as well. Yeah, it's a good sound pack on this one, Ramsey. Some of them are me. Obviously, the main theme isn't me, but a lot of the sound effects are. So yeah, it's a nice nice setup. But again, still one of my favourites, the Hive. Though I've had a few recently that I really like, but this one is a firm favourite for me. If you think you can conquer the Hive in this pack that has been written by Ramsey Fox and proofed by Colo, you need to come and join this lobby. A reminder that if you only want to play in the Hive Mind game, then you do not need to join this lobby. This lobby is exclusively if you want a chance to appear as the hot seat player, and if you do, you need to have a microphone and you'll need to be in the Discord server so that you can come and have a little chat. A little chat with me right there. So, if you want to play, if you think you can conquer the Hive, type in this code. Switch to non-alcoholic beer. I don't fancy opening another bottle of Schlur. IBQI. Type in the code if you would like to come and play. Microphone will be required for hot seat play. And as will access to the Persephone's Chair server. I think it probably must be. Well, I don't know how they make it, because it tastes exactly the same. But it's like, do they make normal beer and then extract the alcohol? Because that would probably not be very profitable, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, I'm really not sure. But it's quite expensive. It's often as expensive or not far off from the full fat stuff. Then you think, oh, but no duty. Ah, yeah, of course. Like 60% of alcohol is all tax, isn't it? It'd be quite interesting. It'd be quite interesting indeed. So, as it says on the screen in big red letters, do not join this lobby if you only want to play in the Hive Mind. You can join at any time in the Hive Mind game, but you must be in the Discord and you must have a microphone to come and talk to me if you want to be our focus on this player. Message from our sponsor, Jack Wilfred, with a question.
Ben, important philosophical question. Do you believe an ice cream on a stick counts as a lolly, or does a lolly have to be primarily ice, fruit-based?
That's a really good question. You can't exclude in this one, Suzara. If you just want to play in the lobby game, you'll need to type the code in again to leave, I think. I mean, I can manually add you to the exclude list if you like. I've got an internal one as well. There you go. But yeah, this is for hot seat only, for which you must have a microphone. So like a mini milk, for example, which are ice creams I had as a kid, or Solero. I think I would probably classify a Solero as an ice cream. I probably wouldn't count them as lollies. It's ice cream on a stick. That's my logic on it. That's a very good question, actually. Right, we're going to pick a player because the loop has been and gone. So, if you are, hopefully, in this lobby, then you'll need to be in the Discord server and with a microphone ready to talk to me. Let's pick ourselves a Queen Bee. MPL Dart, you are in control of the Hive tonight. It is your turn to try and take on the Hive in this question pack by Ramsey Fox. Do come and join Colo in the green room. I'll just hop into the broadcast studio and share, what are we tonight? Screen 3 tonight. And Colo will give you a quick sound test and then he'll drop you in with me. NPL Dart to take on the Hive. And I hope you're ready to play along at home, because we have, of course, got gold, silver and bronze medals for our lobby players. And also you get pennies for your points as well, so worth playing along. And of course the Hive plays an integral part in the Hot Seat Players experience. So make sure you do answer. And anyone can join at any time simply by whispering A, B, C, D or E to Persephone's Twitch bot when the question is live. Let's see if we've got an NPL Dart. Looks like it's just in with Colo still. My monogram. Reach all the letters of NPL Dart. Ah, it's my monogram. Nice. And I think this is the first time I've had a player in voice chat since everything went wrong. We'll find out if we can hear NPL Dart. Dart, good evening.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm doing all right.
Good afternoon. Are you in Canada?
I am. I'm on the west coast of Canada in Vancouver.
Lovely. Oh, West Coast. So it's, sort of 2 in the afternoon, I imagine.
1 in the afternoon. I'm a full third of the way around the Earth from you.
Goodness me. I love the internet in that respect. People talk to people on the other side of the world. What a wonderful thing. Is there anything you would like to go by in particular? NPL or Dart or another?
Call me Dart.
Dart is what we will do. Is the NPL is that the salutation?
I am a proud member of the National Puzzlers League, and in that league we use nom de plume, so that at a convention, if we have a college student who's speaking to a doctor, what do you call each other? So you wear a little name tag that says what you go by when you write puzzles. And so within the NPL, I am known as Dart.
Dart. Well, Dart it shall be. It's not short for D'Artagnan, is it? Like
It's not. My actual first name is Darren, and if you look in the dictionary to try to find that, obviously it's not there, but the thing that is alphabetically closest is Dart. The other side is Darning Needle. So when people ask where does the T come from, I tell them it's a rounding error.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. I like that a lot. I think we're going to have a lot of fun tonight, Dart. Now, Dart, have you seen or played in the Hive before?
I've played in the Hive, never as the hot seat player.
Never as the queen bee. Okay, so slightly more involved experience, but I'll be here to sort of guide you through it along the way. And offer as much help and assistance as I can without spelling out the answers, because obviously I do have them written down in front of me, so it would be improper for me to give you too much, and also would take all the fun out of it somewhat. But this is a pack that has been written by Ramsey Fox and proofed by Colo. Colo was quite effusive about it in his praise, and Ramsey is saying in the chat, this game was very interesting to write for, balancing difficulty when it's unknown what the options is. Interesting, to say the least, but he did his best, and I hope you all enjoy it, and I'm sure we will, Ramsey. And Dart, I'm sure you will make us all proud. Is there a target you've got in mind that you'd like to aim for?
Goodness, no.
More than zero.
Just try to do the best I can.
Good stuff. Well, I think Itsotley is still top of the leaderboard, and I think Itsotley will correct me if I'm wrong. It's around about 750, which is a very, very high score. So we'll see what we can do with this pack tonight. Just a quick reminder of the rules for you. You play across 4 phases. In each phase, you answer 3 of 4 questions. Each of those 3 questions will have an increasing number of options. 2, then 3, then 4. For every question you get right, you get an increasing amount of points, starting at 20, going up by 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. The question in each phase that you don't use will go to the final phase, and you will not have to answer any of those questions. You'll just have to predict how well the Hive answer those questions, but more on that final later on. But you might want to be thinking about the questions you're leaving out. Are you leaving out easy ones or hard ones? Bearing in mind all the questions in the final phase will have 5 options with them. In each phase, you've got to answer those 3 questions, and you can do that in one of 2 ways. You can either answer yourself, or you can use the Hive. If you use the Hive, you can either trust them, which would take plurality, assume that plurality is the correct answer, or you can mistrust them, which is assume that plurality would be incorrect. Very interesting reading of the game when the different options are in, and there's a number of different strategies that people have employed as to what they think is the right time to ask a question that you think is strong on, when is right to trust the Hive and when is not right to trust the Hive, and so on. But you must answer at least 1 in each phase yourself, and you must use the Hive at least once in each phase as well. Are you happy with the rules?
Yes, I am.
Good stuff. Then without any further ado, I hope you're ready to play along at home. Best of luck to you and best of luck to Dart. Let's go to phase number 1. So 20 points for this first question. 2 options on the first question you pick, and here's your board. Which of these 2022 films has the highest worldwide box office gross? Which of these elements has the highest atomic number? Which of these US presidents was inaugurated first? Which of these cities has the highest population?
And so the 3 I pick, I'll be choosing between 2 options, and so will the Hive.
Correct.
Let's go with U.S. presidents.
Presidents.
Because that's not one that I think I want 5 answers for people answering.
Right, yeah. So it's 2 for this one. The next question in this phase will be 3. The next one will be 4. But this very.
Oh, I see.
So,
Okay.
So if you maybe want to leave presents for later on in the phase, there will be 3 options on the next one. It's up to you.
Yeah, let's switch to which of these cities has the highest population.
Okay.
Make that the 2-part question.
City. So yes, only 2 options for this. Dart, nice and quiet from you. We'll give it to the Hive first of all. Hive, fingers on keypads, and here is the question. Which of these cities has the highest population? Kuwait City or Mexico City? Whispering to the bot, please, not in public chat. Time. I'm trying to enable emote-only mode, but I don't think it's doing a thing anymore. 26 players have attempted that in the Hive, which is a decent chunk of players, decent cross-section. Have you got any strong thoughts on this?
I think so. I seem to think that Mexico City is one of the highest populated cities on the planet, which makes me think it's the correct answer out of these 2.
So you think you want to play it yourself?
Yes, I think I do want to play it myself. I'll say B.
We'll lock in B, Mexico City. Oh, if I focus on the right window, I think I've just pressed refresh over there. Let's lock in B, Mexico City, and we'll go over to our honeycomb. And Hive, we'll see how you got on. Green if you were right. Yeah, most players correct on that one. Just 3 missing out. 88% going for the correct answer, as did you there, Dart. Mexico City was the right answer. Hive players, you get 1 point for every player who was wrong, plus 1. So 3 players wrong there means you get 4 points if you did give me a right answer. Yeah, Mexico City, very highly populated, 22.1 million, compared to Kuwait City, which is just 3.2. Other options that may have been a little bit more, given a bit of pause for thought. New York City was the next most popular, 8.9, and then Panama City, 1.9, and Oklahoma City, 701,000. It's a very strong start. You've still got all 3 options available. Back to the board, Dart. 3 options on this next question.
Okay. For the 3-parter, let's do which of these elements has the highest atomic number.
Okay. Elemental question science for you then, Hive. Take a look at this. Which of these elements has the highest atomic number? Calcium, zinc, or neon? Few delayed answers coming in there, but getting in all the same. 24 players have attempted this one. How's your periodic table, Dart?
Pretty good. In my job, I am a tutor employed by a college teaching math, physics, and chemistry up to the first-year university level.
Right up your alley, then.
Kind of. And I know 2 of these atomic numbers. I know that neon is 10, and I know that calcium is 20, which makes me wonder if they're very regularly chosen, because why would you pick these? So it makes me think that the correct answer is actually zinc.
Okay.
But is this something that the Hive would know or not know?
That is the other question. Because, of course, if you play this one yourself, you must use the Hive on the next question. And you might, you might want to keep that option to answer yourself open for that one, depending what you're planning.
I think I know how I'm going to play out the rest of the round. I'm going to answer this myself and say B zinc.
Okay, we will. Just out of interest, can you hear the audio from the game?
I can hear the audio for the game better than I can hear you.
Okay, right. That's maybe a bit loud then. I may just... which one do I need to turn down for that? Might be that one. Oh no, that's just turning it down for me. Is that turning it down for you as well? It might also be turning it down for stream.
I don't detect much of a difference.
I'm not going to fiddle with voice meter. If it's not unbearably loud, then I'll just stick with it for now, if that's okay.
It'll be fine.
Good stuff. So you're going to play yourself and you're going to play Zinc?
Correct.
Let's lock it in. So you are bound to use the Hive on the next question one way or another. And Hive, let's see how you played. Green if you're right. Yeah, most players getting it right here. 71% getting the right answer, 21% thinking neon, 8% thinking calcium. 8 points if you did get that right in the Hive. And you were bang on the money, actually. Neon is 10, calcium is 20, zinc is indeed 30. And they were the three lowest. It would have gone on to 40 and 50 were two of the other options that could have come up. Do you know what they might have been?
Oh, no, I don't know that well.
Zirconium at 40 and tin at 50, which indeed could have come up as well. So, solid start, 2 for 2. You are bound, tied into using the Hive on this next question.
Yeah.
So, how do you want to play it? US presidents or 2022 films?
I think I'm going to play the US presidents for the 4-part question.
Okay. That will put the 2022 films into the final phase. You won't have to answer it. We'll have 5 options. You'll need to place it as the Hive see it. So, over to the Hive then. Here's the question. Which of these US presidents was inaugurated first? Ulysses S. Grant, Andrew Jackson, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt. A beautiful thing. You get that flurry of avatars all coming up at once. 27 players have attempted this question. Now, obviously, you're tied into the Hive. Were you anticipating the Hive were going to know this or not know this?
I was anticipating making the decision based on what the choices were.
Right. Out of the options that are there, which do you think is right?
Oh, it's definitely Thomas Jefferson.
Right, okay.
This is a very easy one.
Right. Based on the options that are there, do you think the Hive would have known this?
I think the Hive will get this one right because Jefferson, he wrote the Constitution. He's early on. It's easy. So I'll trust the Hive.
Okay, so when we trust the Hive, we lock in the correct answer, and you said it was C?
I believe it was C.
It was indeed. Let's see how the Hive got on. We want to see lots of green here, please, Hive. Green if you're right. Ooh.
Oh dear.
There's a lot of red. It's just over half. But remember, this is a plurality game, not a majority game. So sometimes when you got 4 options, a lot of red doesn't necessarily kill you. If you'd had half of them being green, that would have still been plurality, assuming the others were split. So, yeah, 56% getting that. Thomas Jefferson, 30% going for Jackson, and 7% each for Roosevelt and Grant. 13 points if you did get that in the Hive. Yeah, Jefferson, who helped write the Constitution 1801. Jackson 1829, and Ramsey Fox has added just an awful man. Lincoln 1861, Grant 1869, and then Teddy Roosevelt in 1901. Lincoln was the one that didn't come up there, so yeah, no drama there. So perfect phase there, 3 for 3. So that's going to be a good start to your bank. Let's see how the Hive are getting on after the first 3 questions there. Showing you which questions you got right and how many points you've got. A couple getting the 13, there's a 17, and we've got 10 players with a perfect score of 25 after that round. Getting all 3 right, very well done. Plenty of you there, but still plenty of questions to go. But Dart, that's a really good start for you. 90 in the bank, and that's the end of phase 1. Nothing to it, right?
Simple.
Easy peasy. The questions do, as a rule, get harder across the phases. Yeah. And, of course, when you get to the final phase, you get one benchmark question that's a new one, and then the others are asked in a random order, just to add a little bit of extra spice to the game. But, yes, harder get they indeed. So it doesn't sound like you've put a foot wrong so far. I mean, you've known all the answers, and you've managed to pitch the Hive absolutely spot on where you've needed to use them. Do you think that's going to be the strategy moving forward? Always try and answer the two choicey yourself, or are you inclined to think maybe using the Hive, throw a harder one at the beginning, and use the Hive and get that mistrust out of the way? Or
that's definitely going to depend on what comes up. Like the ones that were in that round were very much in my wheelhouse. There were just things that I've either studied or I know very well. But I have definite places where I have gaps. So it's going to depend on what comes up.
What are you hoping not to see?
I'm actually very bad at general history. Being able to place things in time has always just been difficult for me. And my literature knowledge is patchy.
So, world history and literature. We're hoping the Hive are going to pick up some of the slack on those.
I'm hoping so.
Well, let's see what comes of Phase 2. Let's go and have a look at your board. So, 2 options for this first. We're up to 50 points for the next question, and here's the board. Which of these Summer Olympic events has the longest regulation match time? Which of these fruits had the best-selling juice by volume in the US in 2019? Which of these 15 decisive battles of the world took place first? Which of these plays has been performed the most times on Broadway?
Wow.
So there's that history one that you wanted so much.
Uh-huh.
What are you thinking here?
So, I'm looking at what I'm likely to know. I mean, the fruit question and the Broadway question might not be so bad, but the sports and the history I don't know so well. Let's... Woo! Hi!
Right. We appear to have crashed, Unity. Right. Well, that's a thing. Has the Hive crashed before? Well, maybe that gives me a decision I should maybe use the Hackbox version. Right. We're going to have to speed through that first round again. I might not be able to do much about points. Fortunately, we hadn't started the phase yet. So do we restart the Hive, or do we go for the Hackbox version, which is also 2019? Have I got a built version of it? I have, but I have a feeling that built version is hardwired to... Let me have a look, hang on. My quiz games. Sorry, I was going to pop this onto BRB. Oh, no, I haven't got the Hive here, actually. I don't want to switch to Hackbox because that would be not so good. Right, let's reload it and see what happens. See if it holds together. I can force you into the game, MPL. So that's not a problem in that respect. What might be a problem is, and I'm going to have to check that log to find out what went wrong. It's points for the Hive players, which won't be the same. And I'm just thinking, can I skip that opening round and apply points retroactively? I don't think I can. Hive central hex. Columns, column. Hive hex. No, I can't. So we're just going to have to speed through the opening rounds. Apologies for that. Again, a reason I want to update to Unity 2020 for all my games, because that seems to be a bit more stable. I'll put it on speed mode, MPL Dart. We'll get back to where we were. You can have the same answers. And if everyone plays the honours system in the Hive mind, then we'll get a reasonable approximation of where we were. So, Dart, if you can come and join this lobby, and if one other player can do that, don't mind who, then we'll be good to go. So, WQWV. And there's Dart. Should fast track you into the hot seat. go. So if everyone else can just play the honours system on this, play it how you played before, and all will be well. The options that come up might be different, but we'll save the same question till the end. Do I speed it up slightly, or can we... There we go.
Cities for 2!
Cities for 2. And Hive, over to you. Might be different options. Actually, that's a thought. Panama City or Kuwait City? Oh, it's like doing the quiz all over again. It's a different one. And time. Do you know this one? I'll give you the answer because you got it right last time, but I'm just curious if you know this one.
You gave me the numbers, and now I'm trying to remember. I think it was Kuwait. Still bigger.
Yes, it was Kuwait. Let's see if the Hive remembered that. Not all of them. 42% getting that one right with the different options. So it does make it interesting. You can sort of play the games again to an extent. But yes, that's right. Next was...
Elements for 3!
Elements for 3. Which of these is the highest atomic number? Calcium, zinc, or tin? And time. Do you remember this one?
20, 30, 50, so the answer is C10.
We'll lock in. Did the Hive remember this one? Bit more green going on there. Yeah, 65% going for tin. Well done if you got that one. And let's go to the final question, which was...
Presidents for 4!
Presidents for 4. Which of these US presidents was inaugurated first? Lincoln, Jackson, Jefferson, or Grant? Time. And I'm going to have to advise you potentially here whether to trust the Hive or not. It looks like they are playing the honour system, so we'll trust as we did before with Thomas Jefferson, which is C once again. And let's go through tubular bells. And 71% were correct, 8 points in the Hive. So slightly different points. Apologies for that, Hive. Slightly different options. Let's check out what the scores are there. Dart is still on 90. And those are your scores there. Actually, some players ended up with more than last time, on 29 rather than 25, just by dint of how many players got them wrong and how many players answered and so on. So not a huge amount I can do about that, but apologies. Yeah. Right, we're back where we were. Thank you for your patience there. Dock you the 4 pennies. All right, Lupine. Board will still be the same. We didn't see any of these questions, so keep fingers crossed that Unity doesn't shart itself. And here was the board. Summer Olympic events, that was the longest regulation match time. Which fruits had the best-selling juice by volume in the US in 2019? So these 15 decisive battles of the world took place first, and which of these plays have been performed the most times on Broadway? Where were we starting?
Okay, I think we're going to do battles for 2.
Battles for 2. Okie dokie. Hive, over to you. Please don't crash. Which of these 15 decisive battles of the world took place first? Battle of Waterloo or the Battle of Marathon? So, back into regulation play, as it were, after the brief pause.
Yes.
6 players attempting that question. Now, you said history, putting places, events in time in history wasn't your strong suit. What's your thoughts here?
Well, this is another one where the difference is not small, so it's a lot easier. The Battle of Marathon was in the time of ancient Greece. Battle of Waterloo was much more recent, so Battle of Marathon is the correct answer.
You going to play yourself?
I'm going to trust the Hive on this one because I think it's an easy question.
Okay, we'll trust the Hive. We'll lock in the correct answer, which was indeed the Battle of Marathon. And we want to see lots of green from you here, Hive. Green if you're right. 81% getting that, 19% going for Waterloo. 6 points if you were right there in the Hive. And yeah, you're spot on. Marathon 490 BC, Waterloo 1815 AD has picked the most recent and the furthest back. One's in the middle, Tours. The Siege of Orleans, the Battle of Hastings, and the Battle of Tours, which were 1429, 1066, and 732, respectively. So strong start. You have used up your trust. Your mistrust is still there, and you can still answer the next two yourself if you like. Let's go back to the board. So, Broadway Juice or Summer Olympic Game events?
I am going to try playing the Broadway question for 3.
Broadway for 3, okay. Hive, over to you. 60 points on the line here, Dart. Take a look at this. Which of these plays has been performed the most times on Broadway? Phantom of the Opera, The Lion King, The Book of Mormon. How is your Broadway knowledge? Are you
It's
big into
decent.
theatre?
Pardon?
Are you big into theatre?
Not really, not as much as some people that I know. But I think there are 2 here that are strong contenders for the right answer. I don't think I know this one.
Okay.
So I think I have to throw this over to the Hive and hope that they also got caught between A and B.
I will add that apparently B didn't show up in the chat, if that skews your opinion one way or another.
Well, that feels like an unfair way to take advantage of mistrusting the Hive, but I will continue to do it.
It would have been on the screen for them, but depending on latency, players may or may not have seen it. And hello, Dogfish, welcome to the stream. But yeah, I just thought I would be upfront with you about that. If you may think it doesn't skew your answer at all either. But
I will mistrust the Hive on this one because I don't want to risk the 50-50 coin flip on it.
If you were going to play, which would it be?
I seem to think that the Lion King overtook Phantom of the Opera, so the answer might be B.
So you would have been more inclined with B. The correct answer is...
Yeah.
It is A.
Aha!
So we want plurality.
That's why we didn't answer it.
Indeed. So we want plurality to be with B or C. Let's have a look. Well, oh, that's not a good start.
Uh-oh, no.
That's too much green. Yeah, they've got it. They did know it's 77% going for the Phantom of the Opera. Just 7 points if you did get that one right in the Hive. Yeah, so Phantoms had 13,789. Lion King was second, 9,763. Book of Mormon was fourth, 4,159. Wicked, 7,299. And Hamilton, 2,374. This is as of the 30th of October this year. And something else that I should have added before you went with the mistrust is that you are now bound, the reverse of phase 1, you are now bound to answer this one yourself. You cannot use the Hive here. But it's our first misstep of the game, but still plenty of questions to go.
But I wasn't getting it no matter what, so it's
you were
okay.
getting it no matter what, so if you were going to go B, you might as well have used it. So you are going to have to answer this one yourself. So is it Summer Olympic events by regulation match time or best-selling juice by volume in the US in 2019?
Let's do best-selling juice for 4.
Best-selling juice for 4. Here we go. Hive, over to you. Which of these fruits had the best-selling juice by volume in the US in 2019? Apple, pineapple, lemon, or prune? So, big juice drinker yourself?
Not really.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I was.
Is it sort of similar tastes in Canada to America?
I would say so. Our cultures are pretty close in a lot of ways, and I think this is one of them.
Okay. What would you
Lemon
say the
juice you
answer is
tend
in
to use
Canada?
primarily in cooking, but you don't buy large volumes. Prune juice is a very niche sort of market. Pineapple is lovely but expensive. It really looks like it's the obvious answer. A, apple is my answer.
We'll lock in A.
Yeah.
And we'll see how the Hive got on. Green if you're right, Hive. A lot of green early on. And the Hive are absolutely right. 80% going for apple, as did you there, Dart. Very well played. 6 points if you got that right in the Hive. Just 4% going for pineapple and 8% each for lemon and prune. Orange, for what it's worth, is 744 million gallons, which wasn't one of the options available. The only other option that could have come up there that didn't was grape, which was... Or did grape come up? No, grape didn't come up. 113 million. Apple, by quite some way, 552 million gallons. Lemon, is somewhere between 113 and 40. We don't have an exact figure for that, but we are assured it's between 113 and 40. Pineapple is at 40, and prune is around 6 million gallons. So, good decision there. That's the end of the phase. So the Summer Olympic Games question is going to go into the final phase. So do be mulling that over in the back of your mind. Though, of course, you don't have to answer it yourself. Let's see how the Hive got on in that phase. A couple of threes down there. Getting up into the top echelons. Quite a lot of threes going on here. We've got 4 players with a full score at the moment. With 6 for 6. Arun, Grandma Studios, Liswitz, and Mark all on 48. And then a handful of players there on 36. Still plenty of time to make difference. 2 more phases before the final phase. Dart, you're up to 200 points, which is pretty good going. And that is the end of phase 2. So, hiccup in the game notwithstanding. And hiccup in that.
We're holding. We're fine.
I think we're doing well. 200 is a good point to be at. I mean, we've had instances where people have finished up on that sort of score. Sorry, I'm just raising the desk because I'm fidgeting in my chair, so it feels like it's time to stand. And hopefully, because I've now got my extension USB cables, I can go to the full height, which would be lovely. Right, we're getting serious as we get to phase number 3, and the desk comes up. You feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling fine.
So we got through that history question. We're going to wait and see if there's any literature's going to come up. But let's take a look and see what this brings us for phase number 3. 70 points for this first question. 2 options to be displayed on it as well. And your board is: a single molecule of which of these substances has the most hydrogen atoms? The deck for playing which of these traditional card games requires the most cards? The original series of which of these anthropomorphic animal cartoons debuted first? And as of the 15th of November, which of these metals costs the most per troy ounce? So there's our necessary, or now typical Ramsey Fox card-related question, or casino-related question, and a little nod towards our anthropomorphic animals as well. Any of these leaping out at you immediately, either as one to play early, or one to leave till the end, or one to not play at all?
Well, the hydrogen atom question I am going to know cold, I suspect. So I'm going to probably play that at position 4. But I think we're going to start for a 2-option question, the deck of cards.
For 2? Deck of cards. Grandma Studios pointing out I look like Jesus with the light bulb over my head. I'm not quite tall enough to block it out. Let's take a look at this. Hive, over to you. 2 options. Have a look at this. The deck for playing which of these traditional card games requires the most cards? French Tarot or single deck Pinot Shell? Time. Yeah. Are you familiar with either of these?
I'm familiar with a tarot deck, but I don't know
me it's pronounced
whether you play... Pardon me?
Mark's telling me it's pronounced pinochle, not Pinot Shell. So my bad on
yeah,
that one.
Pinochle.
Sorry, as you were, pinochle.
I don't know whether tarot is played with just the minor arcana or both sides of it, which is going to make a major difference in how difficult this question is.
No,
and I think Pinochle, I think you play with like 30-odd cards.
Okay. Anyone that you're leaning to more than the other?
I think the correct answer is going to be French Tarot.
Okay.
I am going to try trusting the Hive again with this question.
Do you think it's French Tarot and you're going to trust the Hive, not yourself?
Yes.
Okay. We'll lock in the correct answer first of all, which is French Tarot. So because this is a 50-50 question, we do want to see more green than red here. It's not going to come down to plurality, so green if you're right. Well, that's pretty tight.
Oh! By a slim margin.
By one player. There's one. I think one player is 4%, and that is all that it was. Oh, Dart, you knew the answer, but the Hive did not. Unfortunately, that is the wrong decision. Off by one. 54% went for single deck Pinochle, and 46% of you will pick up 14 points for the correct answer there, French Tarot. Yeah, French Tarot is 78, playable with a real tarot deck, and single deck Pinochle is 2 by 9 to ace of each suit, apparently. So 48 cards in total. Other options there could have come up: Canasta with 102, 2 decks plus 4 jokers; Cribbage, 52, standard deck, no changes; and Euchre, E-U-C-H-R-E, Euchre, which is 24, 1 times 9 to ace of each suit. Some variants add 1 to 8 extra cards, but it would still be the lowest. Oh, that's such a shame. Off by 1, especially when your hunch was the right answer. But not to worry, you've still got mistrust. You can still answer up to 2. Let's go back to the board. So we're leaving hydrogen for the 4 options.
I believe so.
Okay.
So, for the 3-part question, I will take the cost of metals.
Cost of metals, which, but if we stick with our plan, is going to put the anthropomorphic animals into the final phase.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Hive, over to you. Take a look at this. As of the 15th of November, which of these metals costs the most per troy ounce? Platinum, copper, or iridium? And there's your time, Hive. 23 players attempting. What do you think?
Yeah, these are not the obvious metals. Maybe platinum.
What were you hoping for?
But who? Well, probably things like gold or aluminum or something like that, where you can imagine you make cans out of aluminum, it's going to be cheaper. Who goes around buying iridium?
Well, exactly. Does that make you think it's maybe more or less expensive, or maybe has no bearing?
The only thing that I know about iridium is it's incredibly dense. I don't know what uses it has. I think this is a very difficult question, so we're going to try a replay of the previous round, and we're going to try mistrusting the Hive on this question.
We'll remind you that if you mistrust now, you are bound, and I think you were probably going to answer the next one yourself anyway. But
I think I've got the hydrogen question in my pocket, so I think we're good.
Okay. So we're going to mistrust the Hive?
Yeah.
If you were playing, what would you say?
Hard to know. I would probably say copper, because I know that it's more expensive than people think it is.
Okay. We'll lock in the correct answer, which is iridium.
Aha!
So you'd have been wrong if you had played copper. So we're hoping platinum or copper is in plurality. Let's see if you're right in the Hive. Close. Oh, yes! Just sneaking in, not a repeat of the mistrust going the wrong way this time. We have mistrusted, and we were right to do so. Plurality was with platinum. 52% saying platinum, and just 48%, I say just, it's just under half, giving me the correct answer, iridium. 13 points to you if you did give me that. No one, curiously, going for copper. And incidentally,
just me.
It was just you. It was the cheapest one on there, £3.22.
Oh, really?
A pound, which is about 0.22, 22 pence per troy ounce. The other two that could have come up but didn't were gold and silver, so they were there somewhere. Silver is £18 per troy ounce. Platinum 852, gold 1,491, and up as of last March, iridium is £4,279 per troy ounce. Very expensive metal. And the other sites listed as of October price. Other sites list an October price of £3,400, but still quite a lot more than gold, which would have been the next one there. So right decision to mistrust the Hive, but we're getting some very, very close percentages either way from our Hive mind. But well done if you get that.
Y'all are going to give me a heart attack.
I'm sure that's not the plan. Well, you are bound to answer this last question yourself. Are you going to stick to your guns and go with the hydrogen atoms?
I am indeed.
All right, Hive, over to you. 4 options on this one. Take a look. Single molecule of which of these substances has the most hydrogen atoms? Propane, sucrose, sulfuric acid, or potassium cyanide? And there's your time. So, you've been quite confident about this from the start before we've even seen the options.
Yeah.
Have they made things more complex, or are you still fairly confident?
I'm still fairly confident. Potassium cyanide has the chemical formula KCN, so it has none. Sulfuric acid is H2SO4, it has 2. Propane is C3H8, and sucrose has buckets full. It's got 24, I believe, so the answer is B.
We'll lock it in. 24 players attempted this in the Hive. Let's see who was right. Green if you were. Absolutely bang on the money. Hive were pretty split between A and B there. 46% propane at 42%. But 14 points if you did give me sucrose there. And Dart, what you've done is saved us all an awful lot of time by reading almost word for word from my information here. Yes, potassium cyanide, KCN, sulfuric acid, H2SO4, propane, C3H8, and sucrose. It's 22, not 24.
But 22?
Yeah,
I'm thinking one of the other elements.
C12H22O11 is sucrose. Just to for extra credit, the only other option that could have come up there was caffeine. Any ideas what that would have been?
That would have made it harder, but I believe that caffeine is a smaller molecule than a disaccharide like sucrose, but I don't know the exact number.
Yeah, it's 10, so quite a bit lower. C8H10N402. Disco, welcome to the stream. I've just seen your name crop up on my tracker there. Hope you're doing well. You can join this game, Disco, just by whispering to the bot ABC or D or E if we're in the final phase at any point when the question is live. Speaking of players in the lobby, let's take a look at how the Hive are getting on at the moment. A few 1s there, a couple of 2s coming in, a few 3s, and we are starting to break it down a little bit at the top, but we've still got a run and mark on a maximum score of 89 at the moment. Stimpson's Angle, Dogfish, and Proog's also getting 3 in that round, as well as a few others. Grandma Studio is currently in second with 75, and Stimpson's Angle's in third with 65. Dart, you are up to 350, which is a very good position to be with one more phase to go. That is the end of phase 3. So, 350, and what are you on per question at the moment? It's 80 for the next one, I want to say? I think it's 80. That sounds about right. So, you're going to be looking at a maximum cash-in value on this next round of 270, which with 350 gives you a potential jackpot, I think, of 620 if my maths is any good, which would put you pretty high up the leaderboard. But we've got to get there first. 3 more questions in this phase. They are, in theory, the hardest of the lot. And bearing in mind, we've still got the final phase to go, where we're going to be facing, as well as one from this round, anthropomorphic animals, Summer Olympic regulation events, and 2022 films by worldwide box office gross. Plus one that none of us have seen yet, and will be the benchmark. But first of all, before all of that, let's go to phase number 4. 90 points, so you can add 30 to my potential jackpot. 2 options for this first, and your board is: which platonic solid has the most vertices? From 2010 to 2019, which of these novels was challenged or banned the most often in US schools? Which of these incredibly expensive works of art was the most incredibly expensive at auction? And in its original release, which of these really long songs is the really longest? What a lovely set of questions there from Ramsey. Great stuff. Again, you've got in your wheelhouse there with maths there. You've also got that literature that you didn't really want to see come up there, maybe on number 2. and then music and
Yes.
art are the other ones. So any leaping out at you?
I've written the bottom question before. At one of the NPL conventions, I did a version of Secret Fortune, and that was one of the questions I wrote.
Oh, really? Maybe, if the same options come up, then we're quids in. But if not, then we've got a different story.
So I think for the two-part question, I'm going to pick expensive works of art.
Okay. Don't blame you for that. All three answering options available. Answer, trust, and mistrust. Hive will come to you first. Two options. Dart, it's worth 90 points. Hive, have a look at this. Which of these incredibly expensive works of art was the most incredibly expensive at auction? Was it Shot Sage Blue Marilyn by Warhol or Salvador Mundi by Da Vinci? Time. I remember I've written a very similar sort of question to this in the Hive before. It was also in Phase 4, because obviously how well known an artist is or how well known a work is isn't necessarily reflective of its performance at auction, because art auctions are weird things.
Because it could be a minor work or...
Exactly that. In fact, I think the most expensive painting ever sold at auction is by... It's by a name that I recognised. I think it might have been Cézanne, actually, the most expensive ever at auction. But it wasn't like, you know, the Mona Lisa or something, or, you know... something by, you know, something enormous. So, out of those two, which do you have an inclination either way?
I do not. I do not know what either of these works looks like.
Okay.
So I'm disinclined to answer the question. But then, I mean, if the Hive is going to do what it's been doing, it's going to answer 49.5 in one direction, 50.5% in the other direction.
Quite possibly.
So I don't know whether to trust or mistrust, because there's only two options.
We will have a clear majority, though, because we've got 25 answers, so there's no chance of it. Because if it's exactly 50-50, you get the benefit of the doubt, whichever one you go for.
Yeah.
That can't happen here, because we've got an odd number and only two answers.
I am going to just trust the Hive and hope that they know more about art than I do.
Okay. Trust is what we will do. What would you play if you were inclined to play yourself?
If I were out there in the hexagons, I would pick Da Vinci, just because it's older, it's rarer.
You'd be absolutely right.
Look at me.
Salvatore Mundi is correct, but were the Hive right? Green if you were. I think we're good. Yes, 68% getting there, getting slightly more balanced ratios here. Well done if you got that in the Hive. 9 points going to you. 32% going for Shot Sage Blue Marilyn by Warhol. RNG's actually been very unkind here because it's picked the two most expensive. Salvatore Mundi, $450 million. But again, quite a big jump up from the second, which was Shot Sage Blue Marilyn at $195 million. Other options that didn't come up there, The Scream by Edvard Munch, $120 million. Labeur dans un champ by Van Gogh was $81 million US. And Le Printemps by Manet was $65 million. But they didn't come up. You made the right decision to trust the Hive. Still got a mistrust there, and you can still answer up to two more questions yourself. Back to the board.
Okay. For the three-part question, I am going to take the really long songs.
Really? And hope that you get some options that you've seen in a previous question that you've written.
I hope so.
Let's keep our fingers crossed. Are you leaning, if my instinct would be that you're probably leaning more towards platonic solids for the last one?
I'm trying to put a mix of things in there, and I think the platonic solid question is likely to be easy for most people. So I'm trying to put a really easy question in there, so I'm going to leave it, actually, and then do the novels as the four-part.
Go for one of your Achilles' heels on a four-parter.
Yeah.
So are we hoping that we're going to answer this one yourself and maybe be able to mistrust the Hive on that third question?
We'll have to see.
We will indeed. Let's get this question in first of all. 100 points for you, Dart, if you're right. 3 options, and Hive, here it is. In its original release, which of these really long songs is the really longest? Bohemian Rhapsody, Freebird, or Hey Jude? It's another reason I love this question now, is because actually it's one I would have known the answer. 25 attempting. Do you know the answer? Are any of these options that came up when you wrote this question?
None of the above.
None of the above. What options did you put in out of idle curiosity?
I seem to think that the ones that I chose, 2 of them were by Meatloaf. But I don't remember what the other 2 were, but they weren't these.
I can say one of the options that didn't come up was a Meatloaf song. So we've
because how can you do this without a Meatloaf song? It's
quite right,
custom built
quite
for
right. This is why I wish I had the piano, because I can play the opening riff to that. It's such a cool little piano riff. Anyway, we're getting off piece. You can either mistrust or you can answer yourself. Now, what do you think? Do you know these songs?
I do. I know 2 of them way better than I know the 3rd one.
Which one are you less familiar with?
The one that I know the least is Freebird.
Okay.
I'm going to try answering the question myself. I'm going to say Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody, okay.
Yeah.
We'll lock it in, and we'll see how the Hive got on. Bohemian Rhapsody A is locked in. And let's see how the Hive delivered on this one. Green, if you're right. A lot of red in there.
That would be why.
That would be why. Mistrust wouldn't have gotten you there either, because plurality were correct. It was Freebird, which is a great song by Lynyrd Skynyrd. It's 9 minutes 18 seconds. I was first introduced to this song by the virtues of Guitar Hero 2 when I was about 17 years old. Great song, 9 minutes 18. Bohemian Rhapsody is actually the shortest on the list.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 5 minutes 54. Hey Jude clocks in at 7 minutes and 12. And as someone remarked in the chat, it is 98% nah, to be fair. Other options that could have come up... Sorry, go on.
That should have been the clue that Freebird, I don't hear it on the radio because they can't fit it in. That's why that's why you don't hear it. It's the longest.
It's sort of 4.5 minutes of sort of rock ballad, I suppose, and then it's another 5 minutes of awesome guitar solo. It's a really good song. I thoroughly recommend it. Yeah, and hey, oh yeah, options didn't come up. Stairway to Heaven clocks in at 8:02. And the Meatloaf option, I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that, is 11 minutes 59 in its original release. Long song, as many of Meatloaf's are. Wrong decision there, but we've still got one more opportunity to get some points. 14 points if you did give me Freebird in the Hive there. 100 points for this last question before the final phase. There's going to be 4 options. You were talking about leaving platonic solids for the final phase.
Yep.
And you're going to take
I know what the 5 options are going to be.
So are we going for banned books in schools?
We're going to go for banned school books.
You have got a mistrust there if you don't think the Hive would do it. Hive, best of luck. Over to you. Here's the question. From 2010 to 2019, which of these novels was challenged or banned the most often in US schools? Anne Frank, Diary of a Young Girl, A Clockwork Orange, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, The Catcher in the Rye. There's your time. And this is as listed on the American Library Association Top 100 list. Now, I'm assuming you're familiar with all of those.
Yeah, I know all these. I haven't read them all, but I know them all. And there is no standout on that list. So I think I'm going to mistrust the Hive.
On the logic that there's no standout, so none of them...
Yeah, I think this is a hard question.
Right. So you're hoping they've just sort of split the room a little bit.
I hope so.
If you were playing, what would you have been inclined to say?
I would be inclined to say Huck Finn.
Huck Finn?
See?
If I were playing, I would have been inclined to go with B, A Clockwork Orange, but now thinking about it again, is that one that is read in schools because it's... I don't know, so maybe it wouldn't need to be banned because it's not really on the reading list, but that would have been my inclination. The correct answer, if we're going to mistrust, is... The Adventures of Huck Finn. You would have been right if you had played. So we're hoping plurality is with A, B, or D. Let's take a look. There's a lot of red, which is good, but not the whole story. Yes, we are there. 29% for The Adventures of Huck Finn. It was the second most popular answer. But the plurality of the Hive thinking with me, 33% of you going for A Clockwork Orange, which was plurality, but not the right answer. So good decision to mistrust the Hive there. If you did give me Huck Finn in the Hive, you got on 18 extra points for yourself there. Very well played. And yes, so Clockwork Orange has actually been banned the fewest number of times, just 80. Sorry, challenged or banned the most often in US schools. What? I'm now looking at my things and they don't seem to... I'll tell you why they don't marry up. It's because To Kill a Mockingbird is the most correct, which is didn't come up as an option. To Kill a Mockingbird was at number... and the list is the other way around. So To Kill a Mockingbird is at number 15. Adventures of Huckleberry Finn at number 33. Catcher in the Rye at 49. Anne Frank at 62. And Clockwork Orange at 80. So yes, I think the list has been done by it's ranking them. So number 1 is the one that was the most banned or most challenged, which I don't have that information. Yeah. Number is in place on the top 100, as Ramsey is alluding to in the chat. So good decision to mistrust the Hive there. We've had a good phase. Let's just check out the Hive scores at the end of that. Claire getting 2, Jogging, Brand New Halo getting 2, Liswitz also getting 2, Natta picking up 2. Just 2 players getting 3 there, AB, me, and Innis. But we have got a clear and distinct top 3 at the moment. Mark on 112 after picking up 2 there. A run in second with 98 after just getting the 1. And Innis, who got all 3, is in third on 91. Just a point ahead of Tadaru on 94. But you, my friends in the Hive, have got 5 more questions to answer with the same rule set. Anything could happen, but gold, silver, and bronze up for grabs. Dart, as for you, you have managed to build a jackpot of 540. Which is a very good score and could stand you in good stead if you can make the right decisions at the end. Mm-hmm. That is the end, though, of Phase 4. So, it's been an adventure getting here. It's been really good fun, I have to say. The crash in the game notwithstanding, and fingers crossed it doesn't happen again. But you've amassed a good score, but can you keep it? That's the question. Just a quick reminder of how the final phase works. The Hive will be given a benchmark question which will set a percentage, and a certain percentage of them will get it right. All of these questions will have 5 options. They will then get the 4 questions that you rejected from the earlier phases asked in a random order. And for each question, you have to place whether it's where it is on the timeline of percentage getting it right. So for the first or the second question after the first question after the benchmark, it will either be higher or lower than the benchmark, and then it will be 1 of 3, then 1 of 4, and finally 1 of 5. For each one you place, you get a portion of your jackpot, which is going to be split into 10, 15, 25, and 50%, with that 50% being awarded for placing the last one correctly. So you've done all the work that you can. All you've got to do now is read the Hive, and Hive, you've still got to answer to the best of your ability. The fewer of you who get it right, the more points for those who do. Dart, very best of luck. Let's go to the final phase. So that 540 has been split into 54, 81, 135 and 270 pennies. That is what you will be paid at. It's also what will be added to the Hive leaderboard. You have been a great sport and you played a blinder of a game though, so we will underwrite your jackpot. Whatever you win tonight will be underwritten by 10 pennies for every question that you have gotten right, which means you'll be leaving with at least 90 pennies this evening, which is a good start, but we'd like to add a lot more to it. Hive, we're coming to you for 5 more questions this evening, and we're going to start with this benchmark question. Have a look at this. Which of these video game foxes debuted first? 5 options for you, Hive, and they are Miles Tails Prower, Foxy the Pirate, Fox McCloud, Carmelite Fox, or Red Duck. I can say with some certainty I've heard of exactly one of those, and no prizes for guessing which one it is.
Yeah.
24 players.
Did I forget? Did I forget to mention that video game trivia is also a major gap for me?
It's a good thing you're not having to answer this one, then, isn't it?
Aha, yeah.
24 players have answered it in the Hive. Any ideas?
I believe Fox McCloud is before Tails, because is Tails the one off of Sonic the Hedgehog?
Tails
but
is
the
the
other
one
ones, I have
off
no
Sonic,
idea
yeah.
where they're from. I'm going to guess it's Fox McCloud.
It was Tails.
Oh, well,
only
there you go.
year in it, though. Tails, 1992 in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Fox McCloud was in Star Fox in 1993. Redder was Animal Crossing in 2001. Carmelita Fox was Sly Cooper in 2002. And Foxy the Pirate was in FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's, in 2014. How many do you reckon got this one right?
I would probably lowball it, because I know that the folks who are here on Twitch know more than I do by a lot. I would guess ballpark 30%.
Let's take a look. Quite a few more.
Wow! I know
Over
nothing.
half. 54.2% of the Hive got that one right. Knowing, more getting it right than you gave them credit for. And 12 points if you did get it right in the Hive, so very well done there. So now the hard work begins. You've got 90, would like to add 54 to it. The next question, you'll need to decide whether more or less than 54.2% gave a correct answer. There's 5 options again. Let's show them the question. We're going to the Phase 4 one first. Which platonic solid has the most vertices? Options are cube, icosahedron, dodecahedron, octahedron, tetrahedron. And there's time. Prue's just sneaking an answer in at the end there. And we've had 24, same number, so the percentages are going to be on an even sort of keel. Now, I think your logic here was you wanted to... This was one of the easier ones of that fourth phase?
Yeah, I'm going to go a bit into math teacher mode. There's the tetrahedron, which has 4 vertices and also 4 faces. The other 2 form pairs of duals, which means you can arrange them so that the faces of one coincide with the centers of the vertices of the other. So you can fit an octahedron perfectly inside a cube, and a cube perfectly inside an octahedron, and a dodecahedron perfectly inside an icosahedron, and vice versa.
Right.
So the octahedron clearly has 6, the cube has 8, the icosahedron has 12, and the dodecahedron has 20. So that's the correct answer.
Yes, it is.
But
and that's all the trivia. That's literally all I've got. Dodecahedron 20, icosahedron 12, cube 8, octahedron 6.
coming for your job,
4.
Ben.
Evan, well, I thought tetrahedron had 3 because it's like tri. It's close to tit-tri, which is 3. And octo, I assumed, would have been 8 because it's octo. But I'm guessing I'm mixing up faces and vertices? Possibly.
Yeah, so they're named for the number of faces that they have, but it's the number of vertices from one of the others in the list. So I think it's going to be less than half of everyone who gets this right.
So you thought it was an easy one, but you think under 54% will get this right. In fact, you think under half.
Yeah,
We'll
I
lock in...
think so.
Okay, we'll lock in A. Let's find out how many of the 24 who answered were correct. Good decision. Yes, it was under 54. In fact, it was just under half, 45.8% getting that one right. Curiously, also 45.8% went for icosahedron. Nobody going for cube, and then 4% each on octahedron and tetrahedron. So it was just under half. In fact, it was pretty much split between 2, and then a couple of stray answers on a couple of the others as well. So good decision. 14 points if you got that right in the Hive, and Dart, you've just earned yourself another 54 pennies. Well played. And because those percentages are quite close together, unless we get exactly half, or possibly somewhere in that ballpark, that can often be a good thing because it generally still means it's higher or lower, which can be a good indicator. But we'll wait and see what comes up. You're up to 144. Let's see if we can add another 81 to it. As Hive, we come to the next question. Which of these Summer Olympic events has the longest regulation match time? A question from Phase 2, and your options are... football, judo, water polo, field hockey, rugby sevens. Time. So, do you know them?
I don't.
Okay. Do you think the Hive know them?
I know a lot of people complain about sports questions.
Okay.
And this is a fairly deep dive into sports. So I think fewer than 45.8% of people got it right. I think it's A.
If you were playing, what would you have said? Because it might sway your answer either way. Because if you're coming in as someone who thinks, I don't know this,
yeah,
depending what comes up as the correct answer, it might.
I would guess that it was football.
It is. Now, does that change your decision at all? If you, as someone going and saying, I don't know, if your instinct was football, is there a logic that maybe other people who don't know, maybe their instinct is football? Is that enough to change your mind?
Judo's very physical, and it's just you. You can't do that forever. And I think people wouldn't possibly know rugby sevens' match length, but I think people don't tend to know water polo or field hockey. I think I'm going to still say that it's A. I think it's still less than 45%.
We're locking A. Let's find out how many said football. More than you thought. A very nice 69.2% went for football there. 9 points if you did give me football. Yeah, it was by far the highest percentage. The next one down was field hockey at 19%. And then 3% each on judo, water polo, and rugby sevens. It was the instinctive answer that most people went for there. And for what it's worth, football, 90 minutes, 2 halves of 45. Field hockey is 60, 2 halves of 30. Water polo is 32, 4 quarters of 8 minutes. Rugby sevens is 14/20 minutes, 2 by 7 minutes, 10-minute halves in medal matches. And judo, as you pointed out, is a one-on-one thing, 4 minutes, one bout, if you like, of 4 minutes. So again, the Hive following the instinct there and finding the right answer. So we don't get the 81 pennies for that one. But two big values still sitting down there, 135, 270. The next one's going to be for 135 points, getting a little bit more of a spread of percentages to fit it into, and the Hive seem to be on form at the moment. So let's see what they make of this next question. It's the Phase 1 question. Which of these 2022 films has the highest worldwide box office gross? 4 options, here they are. Uncharted, Top Gun Maverick, Minions The Rise of Gru, The Batman, or Lightyear? Fewer players answering this one by the looks of it, just 22, so it might skew the percentages a little bit. Every answer is going to be worth that much more. But how many do you think would have got this right? First of all, what do you think the right answer is?
I've got it down to 2. I think it's either Minions or Lightyear. And I suspect it was Minions.
It was neither.
Oh, really?
It was Top Gun Maverick. Which was 1.486 billion. It's number 11 of all time. Minions, 937 million, was second. The Batman was third, 771. Uncharted was fourth, 402 million. Lightyear, way down. Still a lot of money, but $226 million for Lightyear. I don't know if that's because it released on Disney Plus. So maybe fewer people went to the cinema to see it. I know Top Gun and the Batman, I think, were cinematic exclusives, as was Minions, I believe, and Uncharted for that matter. So I don't know if that changes your thought process on this at all. How many do you think out of the 22 who got it right? Oh, sorry, out of the 22 who played, I beg your pardon, how many do you think got it right?
Oh. Now, you see, this feels like another trick question to me, because usually children's movies do well. I'm going to go the way that I've been going and say that it's A again. It's lower than 45%.
Let's lock in A and find out how many people did say Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, you people.
Exactly half of them. And then they're strong. Strong Hive in tonight. Yeah, 50%, exactly half of them. So 11 players picking up 12 points each there. Half of them. And that is becoming... We've found that fatal range in between the 45 and the 54. And we've hit that gap. So that would have been a very difficult one to call, even had you not thought it was under 45.8. Really, really tough there. And it's narrowed those gaps even more, depending how many people answer. We may or may not be able to fill those gaps, so it might be a blessing in disguise. But yeah, nobody going for Uncharted. 50% for Top Gun Maverick, 31% went for Minions, 13% went for the Batman, and 4% went for Lightyear. We don't get that 135, but that 270 is still there. One final question for the evening coming up. It's the Phase 3 question, if memory serves. Good luck, Hive. Here it is. The original series of which of these anthropomorphic animal cartoons debuted first? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, SWAT Cats, The Radical Squad, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck, or Thundercats? And there's your time. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Love that theme tune. So, are you familiar with any of these? Did these come to Canada?
Oh yeah. We get most of the television that the United States gets. And I am old, so I remember most of these.
How if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? Are you older than me?
I'm 48.
Oh yeah, you're a lot older than me.
So I was age appropriate for the answer that I think is correct, which is Thundercats.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Now, the tricky bit.
Yeah.
How many people knew that in the Hive?
Because the Hive tonight is very good at threading needles.
I will let you know, just for the record, Thundercats premiered in 85, 87 in the UK. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was 87 or 90 in the US, 1990 in the UK. Chip 'n Dale 89 in the US, 91 in the UK. Darkwing Duck 91 in the US, 94 in the UK. And SWAT Cats 93 in the US and 96 in the UK. So while there's a little bit of overlap in the countries, all of the answers in the US are the same as all the answers in the UK. It's the same order, whichever country you go for. Unless you start hopping between the countries, in which case it gets messy. But yeah. So the Hive have been strong. In this final phase, they've not dropped below 45%. And it's been very, very tight, actually, between 45 and 69. Just on these first four answers. That's a very difficult thing to place.
My glorious strategy of picking a range of different things did nothing.
So, where you? I mean, often what's helpful in this and on this question particularly is to maybe eliminate and get rid of ones that you think it's not, to sort of narrow it down. So, are there any that you're sort of dismissing out of hand at either of the extremities, perhaps?
My thinking on this is, I'm one of the older people around here. There's a lot of younger players. And this is a really, really tight batch of years. I think this is a very difficult question.
Okay.
So I'm going to play it the same way again and say it's A, under 45%. Hasn't
45%.
worked so far, but it's got to work once.
For 270 pennies, maybe it can work this time. How many people said Thundercats? A lot more. Again, quite tight to the 54, but there was a bit of a gap there between 54 and the 69, where it slotted in. 56.5% going for Thundercats here. 4% went for Darkwing Duck, 13% for Chip 'n Dale, 4% for SWAT Cats, and 21%, the next most popular, for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, dear. What a brutal final phase that's been. And it has to, I mean, hats off to the Hive, has to be said. They've done very, very well there. And not giving you a huge amount to work with, not a huge amount to play with there.
I mean, the range is less than 25% between their worst showing and their best showing. So it's just the same numbers over and over again.
As Proogs has just remarked into the chat, we're quite consistent.
Yes.
It's Innes is saying as well, really bad luck with how they've clumped together in the middle. But I think, yes, not giving them enough credit through, I think, most of those. Thinking it's all going to be under the 45%. But that is the game. It's know your Hive. But Dart, I tell you what, you have played a blinder up to this point. You amassed a big old jackpot, and you get to take away 144 of that. It's been absolute pleasure having you here. You've been a smashing contestant, and I hope that you've had a good time all the same.
I did have a good time.
Excellent. That's good to hear. I'm just going to check in with the online leaderboard to see where you will slot in with your 144. Let's give it a minute to load. Leaderboards and medal tables. Let's look at the Hive leaderboard. 144 slots you in between Arun and Ape Minky. You're dropping to 14th on the leaderboard. Arun with 188 and Ape Minky with 106. It's Sotley reigning at the top with 750. That is going to take some beating. Could yet to see it done. But Dart, it's been great to chat with you. Thank you so much for joining. And a great game has been played there, and sorry it wasn't more, but I hope you had fun, and we'll speak to you again soon, I hope.
Yeah, I hope we will.
Good stuff. Take care, my dude. See you soon.
See you.
NPL Dart there, leaving with 144. And as Ramsey says, it's a really tough end game to begin with, just extra tough when they clump together like that. But massive thanks to Ramsey for a lovely question pack there. Lots of friendly, accessible trivia in there, and lots of thinky questions as well that's generated some really nice conversation with Dart, who has been an absolute pleasure to have here. Many thanks to Colo as well for taking the time to proof it. I'm just going to come back down to sitting level to wrap things up. Come back to me, Des. Come back to me. But yes, good fun was had by all. Tough questions, but a lovely pack by Ramsey in only, I think, second, maybe third game written for the stream. So we're grateful to him for his efforts there. Now, let's see how the Hive game got on and see where our medals are going to go, our gold, silvers and bronze. The final scores are as follows. Spacey Death Drop, absolutely. Smattering of answers, 3s and 4s in here. Any 5s? No 5s. There's a couple of 4s. No 5s in that round, but we have got a tie for the bronze. Arun and brand new Halo both picking up 119. Innes is going to take the silver with 126, but it is Mark who is on top with 156, who takes the gold medal. 4 right in that final round there. Very well played. Natter just missing out on a medal by a single point. It's actually a 4th place because there's a tie in 3rd, 4th there, Natter. 4th place, missing out by a single point. Bad luck on that one, but commendable effort. And AB Me picking up 115. Dogfish and Stimpson's Angle just finishing off the top of the leaderboard there with 111. All of those points will be converted into pennies and added to your bank in due course. And that is just about it. We are going to do some Spacey Drop game. I need to beat the B because I've still not done it yet. I think I need to do it every time until I do. So we'll do a couple of Spacey Drop games and then we'll attempt to beat the B. Showing the Hives individually, it seems quite rapid. I can't seem to pitch this scrolling right, can I? In the Hive, not the Hive, in the Mole it was too slow, and in the Hive it's too fast. Let me drag you back down a little bit. There you go. You can have a look at some of the other ones. So you got Lupine with 110 and 11. Grandma Studios and Tadara picking up 101. Pruse with a nice round 100 there. Claire got 97. Zeus 93. Kegler 90. Sotley 87. Liswitz 80. Jogging and Shapes on 79. Curse Toucan on 78. Reese and Silent Marine on 68. David's on 64. Disco 46, Dan on 41, Suzala 28, Jack 13, and Maxio, unfortunately no points, but 28 players were active over the course of the game, plus Dart in the Hive as well. So that's all really lovely. So, going to cash my pennies so I don't lose and beat in the B. Yes, I need to pay some. I've got to pay Pum and Ben 100 pennies, so I'll do those in a minute. I'll roll the credits and then we'll do some Spacey Drop game. and finish it with Beat the Bee in just a moment. Thanks again to Ramsey. Congrats to Dart and to Mark on that gold medal there. You've been playing the Hive, and I'll see you for the Spacey drop game in just a minute. And with apologies again for that little crash that happened earlier on in the game, but yeah, good resolution to it in the end. Glad we soldiered on. Oh, look how generous the RNG is being. Hive 98. If you want 98 pennies, do grab them now. Many thanks again to Ramsey for a lovely game of the Hive. I always love playing the Hive. It's always good to have a bit of a chat with people. And yeah. So grab your pennies just while I load up the Spacey drop game. Matt Spratt, welcome to the stream. Good to see you just in time for Spacey Fall game, whatever it's called. Doesn't actually have a name. It's just called Fall on the project list. But yes, we'll do this. Then we'll try and beat the bee, and then we'll have to go raid because I know Huds was playing Amnesia Dark Descent tonight. If he's still doing that, that could be a really good one to go and see. He is. Is he wrapping up? If he's not wrapping up, we'll go and see Huds in a moment. Yeah, it looks like he's still going. I love a bit of Amnesia Dark Descent, and Huds is... we raided him the other day as well. He's a good buddy of mine, and I really wanted to see him do this. See what's here. Message from our sponsor, Digital David.
Prepares to lose in the first round of Spacey Fall game.
We'll have to wait and see. There's no rollover tonight, so I'm going to stop that bonus right there. And if you want to earn some extra pennies, then... left or right. Let me help to boost this up. I'm going to go right today. I might have to go get another non-alcoholic beer. I think this whole non-alcoholic drive is going well, because I went to the pub after a choir rehearsal last night and had a pint of lager. I came home and had another bottle of alcoholic lager, and I didn't even finish it before going to bed. I made a chocolate cake instead, though, which was delicious. And we still got. I made really good chocolate cake. I discovered, so that's a lot of fun. So come and join if you want some pennies. 290 pennies to the winner at the moment. Ugh. This cold still threatening to strike at some point. I can come out of the broadcast studio now. Super pack coming in. 320s, and that was a bad start for me. David, though, you survived the first round. Very well done. Jers and BC, welcome to the stream, just in time for the falling fun at the end. Yeah, this right mouse button is definitely not right. I mean, you can hear it. Oop, no, I don't want to open Teams. No, thank you. Right, 10 seconds. 10 seconds to make a decision, left or right. Colo, BC, Silent Marine. Silent Marine missing out there. It's gone left again. So, the game continues. Oh, which tab is focus stealing at the moment? Left or right? Is it that one? Something is focus stealing, and it's quite annoying. My taskbar should be going away. 320 pennies up for grabs. Don't everyone rush in at once. Oh, there's a bulky spaniel. Kodo, BC, left or right? I like to leave it as late as possible. Colo liking to have terminal velocity as he exits through the hole. Kirsty, Colo, David, and AB me. David, you're down to the final four, left or right? Three going left. And David has gone right. Was that a good decision? It was! And David, you've won 320 pennies! And that's the end of it. So is that the strategy, David? Say you're going to lose, and then you'll end up winning. Again. Okay, we will go one more time. David getting his 320 pennies there. Let me refresh the app so that's updated. And let's play again. And then B. I'm going to play Time Shock again because I felt like I should have won last time and I didn't. Oh, Jers, I sent you a DM earlier on, by the way. I don't know if you've seen it. But just in case I've seen you creep into the stream, just have a little double check. 260, I've not gone in myself yet. Let's go left. A lot of players on the right. 10 seconds, 290 pennies is where we're up to. PC and Colo, the late arrivals, joining on the left, and the right are going to take the drop this time. 310 pennies up for grabs on this run. Left or right? Oh, I'm there. Where did I kind of remember where I went last time? Let's try that one. Hello, BC and Toot, waiting to try and get terminal velocity. And Toot losing out on that one. And left players survive. Colo, BC, me. It's Otley, Tadara, MPL, Dart, Silent Moon, Brand New Halo, and Zeus. Left to right. There's everyone. Let's speed it up. Oh, we're down to me. It's Otley, Dart, and Silent Marine. Okay. Well, you know what happens if I get to just 2 players left? That's sort of the rule. You get half, and then we roll over, and we go one more time. Imperial Dart's gone right. Silent Marine has gone right. It's Otley, come and join me on the left. I don't want to win myself. Or don't. He is going to come and join me on the left. Right. Who's going into the final 2? Not me, and it's Otley. That's for sure. Dart and Silent Marine. Our final 2. We could have a rollover if they both choose to go the same way and both end up dropping. 310 pennies. Who's going to break cover first? Sorry, it's Otley. Yeah, it is. I am entirely to blame. They have split, so we are going to have a winner. Is it going to be Dart or Silent Marine? It's Silent Marine. Bad luck, Dart. Dropping into the empty coldness of space. And Silent Marine, you win 310 pennies. Very well played. No, we don't go again. Just twice. We put a cap on 2, but we will go and beat the B. So those pennies should all be adding up to date. So 1 minute to get your predictions in on Beat the B. I can turn that camera off. Let's go prediction. And start prediction, buzz, and 1 minute. And I'm going to play Time Shock again. So, get your predictions in. Okay, what is focus stealing, please? Oh, it's certainly not that, because that's not even open. Let's not put that screen up on the... Oh, no, I haven't got the monitor on anyway, which is probably a good thing. Is it OBS? No. Is it one of these very many Chrome windows? No. I don't know what I've done, but maybe I'll just put the taskbar onto stop auto locking. Taskbar behaviors. Oh, no. Something is stealing the focus because the taskbar isn't going away, which is quite annoying. But anyway, time shock again. I'm going to do it until I beat it. is the goal. 72% backing me to win, 10 players, and how many backing me to lose? It's around about 28%. Let's take a look. 28%, 8 players. A lot more money on me to win here. So, you got your cubes ready at home to play along. 1 minute and 18 seconds to beat the bee. It's been a while. I'm owed a win, surely. See how I'm going to do this. Right. Time shock. Nailed it. About bloody time. Yes, finally I got one back. Choose outcome. Ben win. Yes, he did. Oodles to spare. Should have been a bit more. Got a bit slow towards the end, but always room for improvement. I've still got to get down to the 4-square maze. I don't feel like that's happening anytime soon. But there we go. Right. Raid message to HUDs is going to be decided in a minute. It's the first time I've ever called it right. In the meanwhile, I'm going to give a shout out to Topper One Gaming, our great friend Topper. He's going to be streaming tomorrow night at 8 p.m. And he is going to be doing, what is it, November the 20th tomorrow? Yes. Rebound and the 21st question. So do go and give him a follow. Shameless plug on Derbyshire content happening after this. I'm assuming that's over in Ash's server. Go give Ash a follow if you're not already. Go join his server. And we're also going to give Ash a little shout out there as well, because he is going to be streaming next week on Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. And what's he got on? He has got... I think I called it wrong on Thursday. I said he had Outright and Breakaway yesterday, which he didn't. He had it all clued up in Duel. But this week, he's got Wipeout 15-1 and 100% on the Wednesday, and then 1 versus 100 on the Friday. And that's all he's got. So I don't know if it's the start of Quizmas after that, because Quizmas is rapidly approaching. Mine and Ash's festive season of trivia games shared between the two of us, with prizes associated with a variety of games. The one game that is common knowledge is Time Shock, which is going to be the 11th day of Quizmas over on Ash's channel on the 21st of December, I want to say. Quizmas dates over on mine. You've got it's all Tuesdays and Saturdays apart from Christmas Eve. I'm not streaming Christmas Eve, so my sort of mid-season finale, if you like, is going to be, and the 12th day of Quizmas is going to be Thursday, the 22nd of December. Apart from that, I've got the 20th and the 22nd of December, the 13th and the 15th and the 6th and the 8th of December. To look forward to. But before all that, I've still got 2 more weeks on the horizon, 2 more weeks booked in before we get to Quizbus. Tuesday, we've got Plinko, which has been written by... It's not going to be able to tell me because I can't get past the thing. Proogs has written Plinko for Tuesday. We've then got The Abyss by a combination of BC and Shadowmane, and then The Purge by Sam is Acidic. I did see Sam, our friend from Down Under, sneaking around earlier on. Hope you're well. We'll look forward to those on Tuesday. Thursday, we have got Risky Business from Zeus, and we're starting off with Set Game. We may also be replaying Quizzle's Google That pack if I finish the new build of Google That on Thursday, so bear that in mind. I'll let you know in the Discord, and as ever, do come join us right there. And then next Saturday, it's Crossfire, Cryptex, and The Escape Artist by, respectively, Samster. I need to get that pack up. So Samster, Shadowmane for Cryptex. So Samster Crossfire, Shadowmane for Cryptex, and Toot for The Escape Artist. That is next Saturday, right here, twitch.tv/royal_flush. Very advanced forward warning. In 2 weeks' time, 2 Saturdays' time, so not next Saturday, but the Saturday after, I'm not here. I've got a gig over in Portsmouth with an old choir of mine. I believe, though, that Topper is streaming that Saturday. And moreover, he's playing Checklist, and it's my first ever pack for Checklist. So that's 2 weeks' time over on Topper's channel, because I'm not streaming in 2 weeks' time, but he is, and it's one of my question packs in Checklist. So make sure you add that to your diary. I won't be able to see it live, which will make me very sad, but I do look forward to watching it on the VOD. In due course. So no stream from me in 2 weeks' time. I will be here the rest of that week. I'm here on the Tuesday and Thursday, but just the Saturday where I won't be in 2 weeks' time. But business as usual next week. Plinko, The Abyss, The Purge, Set Game, Risky Business, maybe Google That, Crossfire, Cryptex, and The Escape Artist is what you've got to look forward to. We are going to go and raid our great friend Huds, assuming he is still live. Let's have a look. Is he still going? Okay, I really need to get this mouse replaced because... This right mouse button is going to do my wick in. It really is. It looks like he's still going. Is he still going? Oh, no, he's wrapping up. Thanks for watching. See you next time. He's obviously got too scared. Okay, backup plan is going to be Buzzer Bob, who is playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, new Pokemon game that just came out this week. Here he is. We're going to go give him a raid. And what are we going to say? What can our raid message be? You've got until the raid... finishes announcing to come up with a raid message. So, thank you all so much for watching. Thanks to all our question writers. Congratulations to all our winners. Ben wins, that'll do. That's a good raid message. Ben wins, all in caps. Thank you to all our writers and our proofing team. Thank you very much to everybody who has come and played. Congratulations to our winners. Big thanks to MPL Dart for coming and taking part in the Hive there. Apologies for that crash, but I think we recovered well as a result. I'm going to go get myself another non-alcoholic beer, but until next time, be splendid and wonderful and marvellous and safe out there as always. I'm going to be back on Tuesday with Plinko, The Abyss and The Purge. Until then, stay safe, take care, peace out, and good night.